Hello everybody, thanks for stopping back by Wild Bird Creative. I have a quick piece today. It's been a long week for a lot of people, and I just wanted to make a video where you could grab your scraps, grab a moment of peace, and quickly make a project and not have to worry about cleaning up too much. So I have just a piece of 6x9 mixed media paper, and I have this great paper from Dick Blick. It's a nice fibery paper with bright colors, and that's going to be my background. We're going to make it that easy. So if you have a piece of gift paper that you like or newsprint that you like, pretty much anything will work for your background. Just something that you like, that has the colors that appeal to you at this moment. And then just going to pop it on here, smooth it out, rub my hands together, get some of that stickum off, because that is one thing. This paper really absorbs the glue stick, and it gets all over as you handle it. But here we go. Here's the base. I mean, already that's just nice and pleasing to look at. If you wanted to, you could stamp on top of this. You could stencil on top of it. We're just going to cover it. I've got some scraps here. And let's see. Let's start with just a couple of these pieces for the edges. And these are just torn from a falling apart book. So just put that down right there. And let's put this one right about there. Oops, my sleeve got caught. So I've got this very old book page that I used the finest tip Sharpie I could, and I just did lines on it. And it just really makes a neat pattern. And let me see, how do I want those on here? I think right about like that. So let me just get this right over here. And I'm going to bring it towards the edge and just kind of line it up and smooth it in place. And the same thing with the other one. There we go. And I've got this great piece that I made using one of those boot mats. And I just spread some paint on it and pulled a print. Something that was busted and going to be thrown out. And I noticed that it had this great pattern. And so I made a whole bunch of prints. I did it on tissue. This one happens to be on a ledger sheet. So it's got a nice graph paper design to it. I did it on sheet music. I did it on book pages. So I've got a whole stash of those great prints for when I feel like just having something that's really unusual and graphic. Get rid of that little torn bit right there. Get him flattened out. There we go. Run some along here. Take my brayer and give everything the chance to really come in contact. So we've already got this great image happening here. I have another piece of this, and I have a wonderful dragonfly. Now I've got to decide which way I want things going. Do I want the piece to be this way? So I'm going to play with it for a minute or so before I decide. Where do I want this? Everything is a decision. Kind of like it like that, actually. So let's get this tucked right there. Again, just another piece of that book page. Now this is printed on a vellum tissue, so it can be a little fussy to glue down. As you'll see, as soon as I start putting glue on it, it will fight me and want to curl. So what I'm going to do is do the edges and the wings, and then I'll do the tail last. See there, you can see it's already deciding what it wants to do. And you just have to go slow and steady, that's all. Okay, and for the tail, I'm just going to run the glue right up like that, right on the paper. For the little legs, I'll just go very, very carefully, lift them up with my fingernail. You can use a little pin or a palette knife. I'm going to need a little bit more on this one. Let me press that all down, and then I can see where I need to add a little more glue. I have not found that other adhesives work very well with this tissue vellum. Glue stick seems to be the best, so that's what I tend to stick with. But if you have something else that you find works better, certainly go with it. Put a little bit along here. Whoops. A little bit along there. And give it another roll here. And I've got everything down. Now what I've got to decide is, do I want to add anything else? I do have different quotes that I might want to consider. Okay, I think I'm going to go with this one. Let me grab my scissors, and I will just cut through here. Now, all I did with this is just a Word doc, and I just made the text white. This isn't something that I bought. There we go. Set this aside. Trim it up. Now, when you're doing something like this, you have the option of just laying it all out as a straight quote, no muss, no fuss. Or you can cut it and fit it in around your image. There's no right or wrong way. I think this time I like it just as one straight stretch so that I'm not fussing too much. I'm gonna trim this end down a little bit more just to even it out. flip it over. Whoops, got it stuck to my deli paper. And then I'll just run it right like that, and we are done. I have nothing but my fingers to clean up. I have a lovely little piece. It's warm, it's colorful, it's uplifting. It was easy. I hope that you will take a moment sometime this coming week for yourself so that you can make some art and relax and enjoy yourself. This week, remember, be kind to yourself, speak kindly to yourself, try to avoid people that drive you crazy if you can. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for stopping by. Wild Bird Creative.